Welcome to North Alabama Storm Chase on this Monday, or Tuesday, I should say, May 20th. My days running together for lack of sleep, but it is 8:30 a.m. on May 20th, 2025. Um, just to let you know, what you're seeing on the screen is not the line of thunderstorms that we're expecting our severe weather, but as you see on the screen there, within that line, just west of Memphis, just northwest of Corinth, there is a tornado warning there with a severe thunderstorm warning below that. Uh, once again, this is not the line that we're going to worry about this morning. Well, I will worry about it and will let you know of any watches or warnings that are in place or is issued. Um, I will keep you advised on anything that happens within North Alabama, Southern Tennessee. Um, but once again, this is the line that is not of major concern. Uh, Once this line gets through and the atmosphere reestablishes itself, we're looking for the stronger type storms to come through later this afternoon. I'll go over the timeline that the National Weather Service has put out. Uh, Josh Marsh is already over on YouTube chatting, saying already popping. Yes, they are, Josh. Um, but this is not the line that we're uh, going to be looking at as far as the most severe weather, uh, most severe weather will be getting later on this afternoon. Not to saying this line will not create some strong to severe thunderstorms, as you once again see over there in uh, right there at the top north of Mississippi into Tennessee, just east of Memphis. There's that tornado warning within that line, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. There is a lot of lightning within these showers and thunderstorms, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. But once this line moves through, it gets out of here. If the atmosphere reestablishes itself, then we're going to look for that instability to build back in uh, throughout the early morning hours here and into the noon hour. And so once we get to that timeline, uh, I'll I'll go over it with you. I would say I would start really paying attention now through the rest of the afternoon and evening, and definitely after the noon hour, I would keep my eyes and ears open of weather conditions changing dramatically. All right, so while you're here, you see the donation boxes over to the left hand side of the screen on PayPal. You can scan that QR code. Uh, we accept donations through PayPal. That Cash App, you can scan it, or go to Cash App and put in $ BBNASC, or you can go to Venmo at BBNASC. So glad you're here today. If you're watching us on Facebook, we are simulcasting over on YouTube. You can comment, follow, like, and share on Facebook on while we're doing these live broadcasts. And when we go live this afternoon, please uh, send stars. That helps me get that digital gift that helps me earn money for relief effort supplies and other weather related material. I'll try and buy water, tarps, other things like weather radios to hand out to our community, the ones that don't have uh, the money to go out and buy one themselves. So it's a community effort that I try and do for those people. But once again, you see on the screen, we're going to be watching this line come through. I'll emphasize once again, this is not the line uh, of biggest concern. The biggest concern will be later on after the lunch hour. Been looking at models. NAM has really gone with the 6 or 7 p.m. time frame, while the HER model has looked around maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock. So that's the reason I'm saying once this line gets out and atmosphere reestablishes itself, then that'll be the biggest concern going on into the afternoon. Jamie Rushing on Facebook says, "Good morning." Good morning, Jamie. Carson says, "Good morning." So glad y'all are here watching. And Josh is over on YouTube. Once again, I'm simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube. This is going to be a short but sweet video. I just want to give you that information about this line coming through. I didn't want this line coming through, and everybody's saying, "Okay, it's over with. I can go back to my normal way of living." That's not the case. We're going to get this line come through. May get some severe thunderstorms rolling through with a lot of lightning, heavy rainfall. Uh, we may see some severe thunderstorm warnings, and we may not. I expect we may see some special weather statements out of this that's coming through. But later on, we're looking after this line gets through to reestablish uh, another area of concern that'll be rolling through sometime after the lunch hour. But while you're here, please donate. Your donations are greatly appreciated. And if you're on YouTube, we're still looking at subscribers. Go over there and subscribe. It's free. Give us a thumbs up. Comment over there as well. Give us a thumbs up on all of our content, whether it's still images that I post or in videos. Once again, send stars. That helps me gain money from Facebook. Continue this service to the community. All right, let's get to our graphics this morning. I have went with a stay weather alert for today. Reason being, and the main reason is for the damaging wind threat. The SPC Storm Prediction Center has put out a 40%, 45% chance of damaging winds. So I've went from a stay weather aware to stay weather alert. All right, that's just mainly I'm putting that out for that damaging wind threat. All right, let's get to let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I did. But right now, let's go to the latest convective thunderstorm outlook for Tuesday. This dropped right at 8 o'clock. They've expanded that enhanced risk, which is a level 3 out of 5 risk for convective thunderstorms in our area. So all of southern Tennessee, North Alabama, you're in that enhanced risk. This is for thunderstorm activity. All right, let's look at our tornado threat for today. You see, we're in that 10% chance probability of a tornado within 25 miles of a point. I cannot tell you where if a tornado happens. Uh, if I did, like I said last night, I would go buy a lottery ticket. So just let it be known that this area in orange here, this 10%, there's a probability of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. Our hail probability you see over on the Mississippi River, uh, there's a 30% chance of seeing 1 inch hail or larger within 25 miles of a point, while over in North Alabama, Southern Tennessee, we're at about a 15%. I imagine we will see some hail. Um, what size at this point, I don't know. I think the next convective thunderstorm outlook will drop anywhere from around 11 o'clock to 11:30, and I will be posting that information if not going live again. And I will let you know once these storms start blowing up. I will go live and stay live continuously throughout the event, and I may get out and chase if conditions warrant. That is the hail probability for your Tuesday. All right, here's wind. That's the reason I put out this severe stay weather alert because of that 45% chance and that probability of damaging wind gusts 58 plus miles per hour. Well, that being said, if you've got any loose items in and around your home, patio furniture, garbage cans, trampolines, any loose items in and around your home, please get those anchored down or stored inside a garage. Take care of that today, this morning. Get that taken care of. Uh, the damaging wind threat uh, is a very big concern for me this morning. So don't know if they will go a moderate risk on the convective thunderstorm outlook at 11 or 11:30 when it drops, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it and I'll pass that information down to you. All right, here's the significant hail probability. Once again, it's over around the Mississippi River. Uh, they're expected to see uh, 2 inch hail or larger than 25 miles of a point. That's a 10% probability for that area. And we're going to look at our significant tornado probability that is 10% or greater probability of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes within 25 miles of a point. All right, let's get to our next graphics. We're going to look here at the National Weather Service out of Huntsville has put out today's severe weather timing. You see over in the light blue, the earliest it would start is 5, most likely 7 p.m. to 10. The earliest start there in the turquoise blue would be 6, and most likely 8 to 11. And the latest it would end is 1. And then you're looking at the darker blue there. The earliest time to start would be 7 p.m., most likely 9 p.m. to midnight, and then the latest it would end at 2 a.m. Well, that means said, go by this timeline, but I would emphasize staying weather alert after the lunch hour. We might have some rogue storms that want to pop up and come in here, especially like I said, when that first initial line comes through and the atmosphere reestablishes itself. We could get some rogue storms that want to move into our area. So anytime after the noon hour, I would really be prepared and have all your preparedness stuff taking place before the noon hour, and then that way the rest of the noon all the way through the evening, you'll can take action if needed. Once again, I want to emphasize that I've went from a stay weather aware to stay weather alert. Uh, or stay weather alert means that it's increased potential and you need to stay alert and prepared for severe weather conditions. We're going to expect something. What it'll be, we do not know. We will get severe thunderstorms, strong. We'll have that damaging wind threat. We'll have that tornado threat, and we'll have a hail threat. A lot of lightning, a lot of heavy rainfall. So I've put out that stay weather alert uh, for your Tuesday. Once again, it's a stay weather alert day. Um, let it be known that of the damaging wind threat, we could see some trees and power lines come down, some power outages. Um, I'm going to get more information. I've also posted on my page the link for the community shelters. You can scroll back down, pop that link, and it'll go by county, whatever the community shelters are within your area. So, and I would go in and be prepared uh, right now, and especially up to the noon hour. Want to go over some things I went over last night. Today, definitely know what your location is. What county do you live in? What counties are around you? What direction are storms moving? And what relation are the storms to your location? If once again, I'll use the example. If you live in Limestone and we have a storm in Lawrence County that's moving northeast, you know it's coming in your direction. All right. So that means you need to take cover, take action immediately. If we have storms in Morgan County, you live in Madison County and they're moving northeast, you know to take action and take cover. If we have storms that are in Lauderdale County and they're moving east and you live in Limestone County, you need to take action. So know what county you live in, what counties are around you, and what direction are the storms moving, and what relation are the storms to your location. That's a big plus for you to know these things. Have your preparedness plan together this morning. Where's your safe place? Where's your shelter? You need to get out and get to a community shelter. And once again, with the community shelters, if you plan on carrying your pet, your dog, or your cat, call them in advance and ask them, do they accept pets? Most of them do, most of them don't. So you need to know that before you get on the road. How will you get there? Who is the emergency contact? Items you'll need, list of emergency contacts, safety gear, shoes, helmet, and be sure to have that safety or emergency kit. Consider specific needs in your household for pets, dietary needs, medical needs, and disabilities or access and functional needs. If you don't know where to start, you can go to that link there, posted on the page. Go to ready.gov/ make a plan, and they'll have one there that you can download and print. Today, have multiple ways to get warnings. The two best ways are weather radio and a cell phone app. Most of our local TV stations have weather apps, whether it be 19, 31, 48, or 54. They've got some real reliable weather apps. I know there's a lot of things going on with the NOAA weather radio. I know the Huntsville service area is up and running, but I believe Nashville and Birmingham are having major computer updates for their NOAA weather radios. So Huntsville is up and running. So get some more information on that. You can always stay tuned to the local TV and radio and from your friends, family, and coworkers. Outdoor sirens, if you're in your home, don't rely on outdoor sirens to alert you. Okay, those are for people that work outside or at sporting events. Okay, don't rely on hearing a siren outside. Make sure you have your weather radio and your cell phone out. Have that emergency kit. There's some items here that you need to have. Going and get those taken care of. First aid kit, water, non-perishable food, cell phone charger. And speaking of cell phones, make sure they're fully charged today. Weather radio, make sure you have fresh batteries in it. It's plugged in, and have that flashlight and batteries, a whistle, an air horn, and those additional items over there. You can look at those and go back and write those down if you need to. I want to emphasize having helmets in your safe place or your storm shelter. You've got a motorcycle, bicycle, football, skateboard, construction, or baseball helmet. Have those in your safe place or your storm shelter. As noted above, head injuries have a statistically higher fatality rate of 23% versus the 3% case fatality rate of all other injuries combined. So make sure you've got a way to protect your head and neck. Once again, I have posted a link on my page for those community shelters. You click that link, it breaks it down by counties where that community shelter is. Once again, I want to emphasize if you have a pet and you plan on carrying it with you, call in advance, make sure they accept pets. Once again, most of them do, most of them don't. So you want to make sure you've got that well known before you load up your dog or cat and head that way, and then they won't let you in. So take care of that this morning. Your safe place, if we are under tornado warnings, if you don't have a safe place or a storm shelter, get into the most interior room without windows. But if you have a basement, that would be another option to get to. If you've got a storm shelter, that would be great. So your storm shelter, basement, you don't have either one of those, you get into the most interior room without windows. Here's a list of where to go when sheltering from a tornado. Once again, if you have a basement, move to an interior room with no windows. Quickly move to that basement and bring your emergency supply kit. The things you don't want to do is be on the top floor or an exterior room, and don't be outside. All right, if you're out driving and you come upon a tornado warning, best bet is to get to a place of business and seek shelter indoors. If you have no other option, do not get under an overpass. All right. Do not park under an overpass. The winds increase under that overpass. If you have no option but to stay in your car, leave the car running and put your seatbelt on. The reason you want to leave your car running, that way, if the car gets hit, the airbags will deploy. All right. Another option would be get to a low lying area in a ditch or ravine, lay down and put your hands over your head and your neck. But do not be on a top floor or an exterior room, and don't be outside. Here's some tornado sheltering guidelines. Worst options are mobile homes, vehicles, and underneath a highway overpass. Bad options are large open rooms like gymnasiums and manufactured housing. Speaking of that, if you live in a mobile home or manufactured home, even if we don't see tornadoes, that damaging wind threat can flip a mobile home. So if you've got a neighbor that's got a storm shelter or a basement, uh, contact them and say, hey, look, if there's any way, if a tornado warning is issued or a tornado watch is issued, can I come to your home and stay safe until the storms pass? Manufactured housing as well. Good options are interior room of a well-constructed home or building or your basement, and the best options are above or below ground tornado shelter in SSA ICC 500 compliant or specifically designed FEMA safe room. So if you live in a mobile home or manufactured home, I would find a community shelter or a neighbor that's got a basement or storm shelter or a safe place. I would not be in a mobile or manufactured home, basically just because of the damaging wind threat. It doesn't have anything to do with tornadoes. Just alone, the damaging wind threat, which is a 45% of seeing winds over 58 miles per hour or greater, I would not be in a mobile home or manufactured home. Once again, I want to let everyone know we're under a stay weather alert, and that is increased. And I'll show you what that means. It means increased potential, and you need to stay alert and prepared for severe weather conditions. All right, we're going to get back over here to the radar and look. I'm going to get that. Let me get the sidebar off. While I've got it up, if you want to donate to our cause, there's PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. I've got that in most of my graphics. You can look it up on my Facebook page. Once again, we're always on Facebook and YouTube simulcasting. When the weather starts breaking out, I will go full live coverage throughout the event and up until I may go out and storm chase this next system. Once again, what you're seeing on the screen, let me get that sidebar off. What you're seeing on the screen here is not the showers and thunderstorms that are going to cause us the most problems. Once this gets through, we are going to look at the atmosphere re-establishing itself. And anytime after noon, the lunch hour, I would really start paying attention to ever changing weather conditions. All right, I know right now you see on the screen there is a tornado warning there just northwest of Corinth, Mississippi, up into Tennessee, and there's right below it's a severe thunderstorm warning. I am watching this line. You see that there is uh, some lightning out there, so if you work outside, I would seek shelter indoors. Carolyn Stultz, I've not ignored you. She says, "Good morning from Zip City." Good morning, Zip City. So glad you could join us. And Marion Hattoon, do you think schools will close early? I They may make that decision here before the noon hour. I I don't make suggestions to the school system. They have good contingency plans um, in place, and they stay in contact with the National Weather Service, Huntsville, and surrounding EMA directors, and they all get together and they make that decision. I will let you know. I will go back and look, and if there's any closings or delays, I will post that link on my Facebook page and let you know that. Marion, I really couldn't tell. Most likely they will, but I don't make that decision. I'll leave that up to them. I know there's a lot of graduations that were affected. You can go on the internet, pull up your school. I know one school, their graduation was scheduled for 2 o'clock this afternoon. Once again, those may have changed. They have contingency plans for that. They stay in contact with the National Weather Service and EMA. Anybody got any other comments? Once again, what you're seeing on the screen is not the line of showers and thunderstorms that are going to cause us the big problem. The big problem will come after the noon hour. Once again, the timing on that from National Weather Service is anywhere from 6 to 7 o'clock this evening. I'm looking more, in my personal opinion, I take it with a grain of salt. I'm looking for the atmosphere to reestablish itself, and maybe we'll start seeing some uh, initiation of storms anywhere from 2, 3, or 4 o'clock. So that's the reason I'm saying whether that happens. I hope I'm wrong. Even if that happens, anytime after the noon hour is really when you need to start paying attention to the strong to severe thunderstorms that will be coming into our area. I'm not saying disregard this line that's coming through, but the higher end scenario would be after this moves through and come through. Pay attention to this line, but I didn't want everybody to think, oh man, all these thunderstorms come through and it's over with, and then the next round comes through and you're caught off guard. Don't be caught off guard. We're going to be watching this line as it comes through. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on. The next convective thunderstorm outlook comes out, I think, at 11 or 11:30. Once that uh, drops, I will either come back and do another live update video, or I'll be posting that on my Facebook page. Marion says, "Thank you. I'm a bus driver. I pray for you. I would not be a bus driver or a teacher, but I hope you've probably been doing it a long time. Back in my day, the kids were a whole lot uh, nicer. I'll put it that way. Kids nowadays are kind of ornery. So you're a special person to be a bus driver, Marion." She says, "Ah, yeah. That's two things I would not be as a school teacher or a bus driver. There's people that are more capable. 17 years a bus driver, Marion. Well, hey, I know what we can do. Hang on. Let's give Marion a cheer for 17 years. Hope you hear my applause and cheers. I haven't. Yes, first time I've used it, so I hope it works. But I will let you know I'm here throughout the day. I'm going to watch this line come through and keep an eye on it. If there's any watches or warnings issued, I will post those. And once again, if anything pops up, I'll go live again and keep you updated. But I just wanted to let everybody know that keep a keep abreast of what's going on with this line coming through. But I don't want you to be caught off guard and think this is it and it's over with. It come in a little earlier, it's gone, no worries, and then we get slammed this afternoon and you're caught off guard. All right, we're going to watch this and keep you up to date with what's going on. Once again, when I go live, I always send stars. That helps me get that uh, digital gift from Facebook that allows me to earn money, and I can go back and buy relief effort supplies. For instance, if we have some damaging winds or tornadoes today and someone's house is messed up or they've got roof damage, I like to buy those tarps and carry it to them and help them out. And that saves them the time to get out and run out and try and find them. Or if they need water, or if they don't have a weather radio, that's the money does not go into my pocket. Everything you see, all the graphics, everything, I fund that myself. The radar system, everything that I do, I fund myself. The money that I get in for donations are for weather rated related supplies or other objects that I can buy for the communities just in case the disasters. I remember years ago, I'm gonna rant a little bit, not rant, uh, but when Hurricane Michael come through, took a load of gas, I took a load of water, I took tarps, I took books, crayons, coloring books, Bibles, and I went down to Albany, Georgia, and went down there and helped with Steve Owens down there that's with the Georgia Stormtroopers. And I went down and stayed with him and his lovely family. And we handed out, gave them that gas and water and coloring books, and just to see the kids' face light up when they got a book because, during that hurricane, they lost everything. So that's what I do. I want to give it back to the community because, you know, I hope one day if my house gets destroyed, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't, but somebody will reach out and help me. That's what it's all about. All right, before I get out of here, I want to reiterate that this line that's coming through is not the line that we're more concerned about. We're going to watch this and keep an eye on it. But once this line comes through, uh, that atmosphere will probably reestablish itself, and then this afternoon we'll deal with the strong to severe storms that are coming in our area. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on it and keep you up to date on everything that's going on. Once again, that next convective thunderstorm outlook comes out at around 11:30 in a couple of hours, and I'll post that information or go live. I'm watching this line of storms coming through. But always remember, wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine. This is Bobby Barnett, always imitated but never duplicated. Your certified Skywarn storm spotter watching for you.